Hi, how are you? Welcome to my channel. My name is Kate, and today I will be sharing to you a book summary and review with spoiler of the Audible that I've listened to a couple of times. It's called Things We Never Get Over With by Lucy Score. This is a 16 hours Audible, and I love the voices of it, especially that one of my favorite voice in Audible universe, Sebastian, is the voice of the male lead, Knox. Before we begin with the summary, allow me to read to you some of the information from my journal, book review journal. So it was narrated by Lila Winters, Sebastian York. It was published March of last year. I love the tropes. It's a small town romance, fake dating, grumpy and sunshine, a little bit of second chance because he broke up with her, and also I think it's a sort of close proximity because other than them being neighbor, he also worked for her, and that's another trope. Grumpy boss and a sunshine employee, grumpy and sunshine, enemies to lovers, you name it. There's also like a little bit of mafia in here and crime because of her evil twin sister. So that's a lot. And no wonder the book or novel is 16 hours long. Yup, 16 hours. Summary. She is a runaway bride that was supposed to get married with an awful man named Warren. However, on the day of their wedding, she ran away. She climbed literally to the church to escape and received a call from her evil sister, Tina, asking for help, saying she's in trouble because she's a good girl who wants to make her parents happy. She immediately went to a small town in Virginia, which is supposed to be their meeting place, only to be ghosted by her and welcomed with the mugshot of her trouble, criminal sister, Tina. So she saw a mugshot. Knox came into the picture, thought that she was Tina. They had a fight, had to explain that she was Naomi, the good twin sister of Tina. When she left the coffee shop, her car was stolen. Knox helped her and took him to the police station, which is named after him. The chief of the police station is his younger brother, Nash. And so when she finally concluded that the car was not told but stolen by her sister, Knox helped her again, by taking her to her motel, only to find out that her sister ransacked and stole everything that they owned. On top of that, left her 11-year-old, almost preteen daughter that she have never heard of. And because Waylay, the 11-year-old child of Tina, has no other immediate family and she really haven't heard of her, and Tina just kept her on secret because she hates her family. That's how evil she is. She had no choice, and because she's a good girl, but to take her into her responsibility. Otherwise, Waylay will end in a foster home, and her conscience cannot do that. The problem is, she lost everything: her job, her money, her car, her phone, her wallet, everything. Knox is a very good man. She gave her a ride to Tina's old place to check if Tina is there. She's not there. She's rent delayed, so they basically like asked to leave the property. And because she has no job, she has no money to pay rent. And Knox still find a way to give her a very nice cabin, which is rent free thanks to his grandma Liza J. All she has to do is to help Liza J with her chores or cleaning, yada yada. Knox also gave her a job. However, despite of the spark and chemistry, they hate each other because Knox thought that she was Tina and she didn't like that. On top of that, despite them have this push and pull relationship, Nash also like her, but because Nash is the good brother, he basically tried to like make way so Knox can have her. The problem is that Knox does not want relationship because Knox had trauma when he was a child. His mother died in car accident. His father was like went to spiral, went to alcoholic, become alcoholic. He lost himself when their mother died. And then the grandfather who raised them also died a couple of years later that. So Knox had this trauma that everyone he cared about, everyone he loved, leaves him alone, abandoned him, and so forth. So he had commitment and trust issue. But their spark and attraction to each other was very strong until one time they had a one night stand and agreed to never fall in love with each other, just do it as once, just to get them out of the system. But the following day, her parents arrived to see Waylay and found them out together in their place. So what they did is that they pretended like a fake dating just to make sure that she is not going to be the embarrassment of the family, that she still remain as the good girl of the family. So while they are dating, Knox did everything for her. They attended the soccer practice or football practice of Waylay, took them on a shopping, bought her car, bought her phone, basically everything that she needed. Until one day, Knox noticed that she is falling hard for her, but because Knox has an issue, he broke up with her in public. And then there was this issue of them back and forth. Naomi transforming to herself to another person, no longer crying about Knox, but Knox has an on and off war to himself because he's very in love with her, but he doesn't like a commitment. Until one time, Tina came into the picture. She kidnapped her own sister and daughter, took him to the mafia boss, and when the mafia boss came to his senses because he was desperate of that USB that contains the list of the people that will unalive him and his team, which is very important, I cannot. And so Tina came to her senses. She tried to switch with Naomi slash Daisy, but the guy noticed, and when she is about to be unalived by the guy, the boyfriend of Tina, Knox came in, rescued her, followed by Nash and Lucian. Her sister escaped, but she still got caught. And while they are in that scene, he told her that I love you and I will marry you. And then told Waylay, the niece, that she can have a birthday party that she wants. She can have the dress. After that, a month, he proposed to her. They got married, and then they moved to Liza J's big palace or mansion or house. And Liza J moved to a smaller cabin, and then her parents moved into that small town so they can all be together. Tina went on a jail. They adopted Waylay and then adopted two more child. The end. Now the book review. I love the sparks, the chemistry, the tropes, mix of many tropes, character development, the story. I mean, from enemies to lovers, it's so perfect. I mean, it pictured the family. However, it wasn't my cup of tea, and I think I've already known Lucy Score as a writer because I've read several of her books. Her female lead is always naive and annoying. Like, Naomi still keeps covering for her sister despite her knowing how evil her sister is. And I was like, oh my god, you cannot do this, girl. But she's like that. She just really cover her sister because she's still family despite her being evil. And despite her always being the victim, she's a people pleaser despite Step and her mother tell her that. And I also didn't like that it's a long drag. Like, I thought this character is already good, but there's another twist, and there's another twist until it reached to the 16-hour slot. My rating for this book is 4. The spice for this book, I believe, despite only few chapters, is 3 because it's really hot and steamy. The chapters that I remember were 23 and 28. And actually, even in the bonus and epilogue, they are doing the deed. There's a little bit every now and then, like doing the deed, one night stand, and so forth. But I really recommend this book. It's very nice. But if you don't like long novel, I don't think this is good for you. But if you are a fan of Lucy Score and just, want to have a feel good with all the trope, this book is for you. So thank you very much for listening. I'm rushing this because I feel like all my videos are too long. Thank you very much for the like and subscribe. Until next book. Bye bye.